Between Mining Minister and the Chamber of Mines is overshadowing the Joburg Mining Indaba, which is currently underway.
Last night, the Chamber boycotted a dinner at which Minister Mosenzeni Zwane was a guest speaker. The Chamber says it's lost confidence in the Minister and the only way they will talk to him is through the courts.
The fallout stems from the new mining charter. The Chamber accuses the Minister of negotiating in bad faith and unilaterally publishing it. The Chamber of Mines says the decision not to attend the dinner was not based on personal animosity towards the Minister, but on the current regulatory and judicial situation.
The Chamber is not going to sit on a public platform, even in a foreign country, and be complicit in the Minister's comments, because the simple fact of the matter is the Charter is not law. The Minister didn't even mention that the Charter is subject to legal challenge in Australia. He basically said the companies need to implement the Charter, and by the way, the investors that he's engaged with are very happy with the Charter. They're very happy that it can be progressed. Well, I'm quite interested to find out who those investors are, because they're certainly not the investment community that I've spent the last couple of months with, who basically looked at South Africa and they've got a freeze on investment in our sector because of the uncertainty related to the Charter and around governance.
The ANC calls for more talks to resolve the differences between the government and the Chamber of Mines, despite the court day getting closer. The matter will be heard in the High Court in December.
We believe that there are concerns that have been raised by the mining industry that must be given attention, and that there are issues are not as straightforward, so they need a bit of engagement and negotiations, and the ANC has offered to facilitate the creation of the understanding between government and the private sector in the mining chamber or mining industry, so that we can move on. At the end of the day, it's all about creating growth, it's about creating jobs, it's about ensuring that the mining industry is transformed, but that at the end of the day our economy has to grow with the contribution from all sectors, including the mining.
The Democratic Alliance says a new charter should be drafted.
If we inherit this country in 2019, what are the steps that we're going to do? And the steps that we're going to do is to ensure that this mining charter that's been drafted now is being ripped off, because it doesn't help. We should rather look at a new charter that says, how do we allow for new entrants? How do we fund those new entrants? How do we offer more transparency? How do mining rights get given to a whole array of South Africans? How do we increase investments so that we are globally competitive? And how do we ensure that mining can contribute to our GDP and adding more jobs to the sector?
The Chamber of Mines says it hopes the outcomes from the court case are workable for the industry and the country, promoting investment and transformation, which they say the current charter doesn't do. SABC News, Johannesburg.